Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your emergency meeting. In tonight's show, I am going to talk about Plymouth Argyle, why I support Plymouth Argyle. And yes, I am wearing the new 2025 home shirts. And our shirt sponsor for this season coming up is Classic Builders. Yep, that is our new shirt sponsor. And I have the EFL Championship patch on the shirt as well, because obviously we survived relegation on the final day of the season. We stayed up and Birmingham City got relegated, unfortunately, for them. But for my Green Army team, it's great that we avoided relegation. While you are watching live, make sure you are liking, sharing and subscribing to this YouTube channel as I talk about loads of different football teams. Could be anything from the Premier League, the Football League, Serie A, La Liga, loads of different football teams. And also I do 60 seconds YouTube shorts match reaction videos where I literally talk out a game of football for 60 seconds, giving my thoughts and opinions on it. And please subscribe as well to my main channel. Also on here, I do live watch-ons, the Euros, the Copa America, as we have a few people in the building, so we'll see who's in the building. Oh, big up the Goat Saves Football. Big up to you, mate. It's my birthday tomorrow. Going live in the evening. Oh, happy birthday to you. I'll come on one of your lines and I'll say happy birthday to you. Good evening again, Mr. Butt. I love that shirt so much. Yeah, I do as well, Hayden Cox. I love the sponsor. But yeah, so if you are a football fan and you do enjoy your football content, make sure you are subscribing to this YouTube channel, and please subscribe as well to my main channel. The link to my main channel is in the title to this video. I just come off my main channel doing an emergency meeting about Manchester United signing Joshua Zirkzee. That fee has been agreed in that. And also on my main channel, I do loads of Manchester United videos. So throughout the season, I do match previews to every game, match reaction to every game, player ratings to every game. I do a few live watch-ons as well. With pre-season just around the corner, I am doing a live watch-on on Monday to the Rosenborg game. I've already done a preview to the Rosenborg game, and I'll be doing a live watch-along on Monday to it. So if that's your sort of thing, why not consider hitting the subscribe button on my main channel? Also, I do F1 videos as well, because I like Formula 1, where I preview every Grand Prix. I do qualifying reaction, race reaction, driver ratings and team ratings. And also, if you like your football shirt reviews as well, because I review plenty football shirts as well on my main channel. And if you are into your live watch-alongs, and me doing live watch-alongs other football teams rather than Manchester United, make sure you are subscribing to this YouTube channel. Like I said, the link to my main channel is in the title. On this channel, we are very close to 200 subscribers. Currently 31 away from 200. So we're very nearly there. And the road to 500 is well and truly on. Are we still talking hee here? Yes, this is my YouTube channel. I think it's safe to say we have a mutant in the live chat. You're wrong then. You're literally a brown envelope for Chelsea, aren't you? So, yep, you are out of here faster before you can say but, bosh. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for timing him out. You just saved me a job because I was about to time that running out. Thanks for that, mate. But yeah, another one who is a Ronan in the Chelsea fan base, honestly, who says so much PR bollocks. CFC Lewis is a brown envelope. Yep, brilliant. Thanks to Goat Say Football, because literally I was about to hit the timeout button and you beat me to it. So big up to you for that, yeah? But, I can talk as many times as I like. This is my YouTube channel because I love interacting with my subscribers and I love giving you insights and background to what I do on both channels. So it gives people opportunity who are new to both my channels an opportunity to see what I get up to and that. So that's why I love explaining myself, what I do on both channels. And I make no apologies for it. I really don't. So, yep. Now I'm going to talk about Plymouth Argyle, why I support Plymouth Argyle. The reason why I support Plymouth Argyle, right, is because my family down in Devon and Cornwall. I have an uncle who lives in Cornwall, and one of my cousin's boyfriend as well is a Plymouth Argyle fan. So they are a number of reasons why I support Plymouth Argyle. You shouldn't need to apologise, mate. It's your channel. You need to land it. Yeah. Like I said, I won't make any apologies for explaining the amount of things I get up to on both channels because I like to present information, so gives people an opportunity to see what I get up to on both channels. But what's the emergency, Mr. Joshy J? I knew that was coming. It's my emergency. I'm literally giving you all a background into why I started supporting Plymouth Argyle. Like I just said, it's because my family in Devon and Cornwall, and I just love the Green Army fans, honestly. The way the Green Army fans sing and that go, Argyle, Argyle. Come on, you boys in green. Come on, you boys in green. Devon's beautiful. Devon's beautiful. The Green Army fans are absolutely amazing. I've never been to a Plymouth Argyle match, but one day I'd love to go to a Plymouth Argyle game. I'll go probably with one of my cousin's boyfriends, I suppose, or or I'll wait until they play in Bristol at Ashton Gates, because obviously I like Bristol City as well, because literally they're another local team, but I support Plymouth Argyle more than Bristol City, but I do like Bristol City as well. I really do. But the problem is with Bristol City, every year they think they're going to make the playoffs. They never deliver. It's like it seems to be rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat with that football club. Honestly, Bristol City, the red and white army. Every time you think, oh, they got a chance making the playoffs, they never deliver. They flop. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, Bristol City ended Southampton's long unbeaten streak last season. What does the back of that shirt look like, mate? It's got the Project 35 sponsor. Good evening to you, Glimpse HC, once again. But yeah, Plymouth Argyle, literally, yeah, that's hurt when they did that. Yeah, Bristol City, literally, you couldn't write it, could you? They literally ended Southampton's 25 match unbeaten streak or 26 unbeaten streak? Crazy, absolutely crazy. They seem to do well against teams like at the top of the league at Bristol City, but they struggle against teams who are literally mid-table in that. Shirt review idea. Prem shirt versus non-league shirts. Test the quality. That's a good shout, because I have a few non-league shirts, so that's a good shout, mate. I'll get on to that. The Goat Says Football. You are very knowledgeable, mate. Yes, I am. Like I said, that was just a pure guess, though, but I thought it was 25 games. See, I got my Manchester United pyjamas on as well. I'm wearing one of my other football team shirts, and I'm wearing my favourite football club's pyjamas. Yeah, so interesting combination, but it is what it is. I don't care. I'm just chilling in my flat. So if I want to wear my Plymouth Argyle shirt and Manchester United pajamas, I can. But you're just a glory hunter, Mr. Joshy J. Get on here, man. Get in the bin. Yeah, seriously. Get in the bin. Stop mixing the match in, Mr. Joshy J. But yeah, it's like, obviously, Plymouth Argyle, I like them a lot, but I'll never love them as much as Manchester United. Manchester United mean absolutely everything to me. They are my number one favourite club because I've been supporting them for nearly 25 years now. Started supporting them in the late 90s, just about the time we won the treble, and that was when I started supporting Manchester United. And I couldn't be any more prouder of myself. But yeah, this shirt is absolutely beautiful. I thought last season's Plymouth Argyle shirts was nice, but this one is so nice, man, honestly, because we gone back to the traditional green. But if you want to see the back of it, literally, this is what the back looks like. See, bend down a bit as well. You can just about see it says Project 35 on it. Yeah, I don't have a player's name on the back of it. I just left it blank. But obviously, I've added the EFL Championship patch onto it. So, yep, even if we got relegated to League One, I still would have put the League One patch on it because I'm no bitter fan. If we did get relegated, I still would have worn the shirt with pride and had the League One patch put on it because I've had the League One patch before on one of my Plymouth Argyle shirts. But the fact that we still got the EFL Championship on it makes it even better. And for my standards, I want us to pull further away from the relegation zone next season. I'll be happy if we finish about what, 12th? That I say that's a successful season, but if we're in the relegation battle again, then just not sustainable. Come on, Green Army, we literally got to get further up the table, yeah? But the boards have to blame themselves for the slump we went on last season. Stephen Schumacher, who is an absolute snaky cunt, decided to go to Stoke City for more money. It's like, get out here, man. Seriously. And Stoke didn't do much better themselves, did they? So he got exactly what he deserved, Stephen Schumacher. Honestly, what an absolute clown. The shirt looks very comfortable. Yes, it does, Hayden Cox. It's very comfortable, mate. But yeah, he's an absolute clown, that Stephen Schumacher. Literally deciding to leave us to go to Stoke City because he wanted more money. And it makes you laugh because they didn't really do much better than us. So he got absolutely everything he deserved, that Stephen Schumacher. No sympathy for him whatsoever. Because of him, that's why literally we had to bring in Ian Foster. And what an absolute disaster of an appointment that was, Ian Foster. Literally, if we kept him on, we would have been relegated. So we brought in an interim manager, which thankfully kept us up on the final day. Now, hopefully, we can move forward this season. Like I said, I'll be very happy if we finished 12th. But if we're in the relegation battle again, I will not be happy because we've definitely got to try and progress this season. It's as simple as that. The board want us to be a long-term championship team. The interim manager did okay, to be honest. He did. And I am excited to see how Wayne Rooney does. Have you seen the new Chelsea home shirt? I have the Goat Saves Football, and I gotta say, I'm not a fan of it, mate. I think it looks absolutely trash. And while you get a minute, why don't you check out the goalkeeper shirt, the Man United's goalkeeper shirt, what I reviewed? Literally, that goalkeeper shirt, our new one, is going to divide opinion, but I love it because it looks completely different to our other goalkeeper shirts. So I'm a big fan of it. I really am. The Manchester United badge is green and it has loads of insane pattern on it. It really does. Looks like Slosh Pot and Jackson had a session and designed it. I usually buy a away kit or a goalkeeper kit shirt anyways as I play in goal. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So you're a goalkeeper. You like to buy the goalkeeper shirts. Wow. That's something new I've learned. See, this is why I love interacting with my subscribers. It really is. But here we go. I usually buy away kits. That's interesting. That's something new I've learned. But big up to everybody who's locked in this evening. But the Green Army, there's just so many things I like about them. I don't always understand what the history's like in that, because it's not like I followed them as much as the Manchester United's, but I'm still a fan of them because I like my family that they, because I family support them in Devon and Cornwall, I want to support them as well. So, and let's have a look. I got my iPad, so let's have a look. The history of Plymouth Argyle, when they were founded and that, because I'm always interested to learn a bit of history myself. Plymouth Argyle FC founded. Here we go. 16th of October, 1886. The club was founded in 1886 as Argyle Football Club, the first match taking place on 16th of October 1886 against Caxton, a team from Cornwall, and in which the Pilgrims lost 2-0. There you go. There's a bit more history. Let's have a look what Wikipedia says as well, because that's another interesting one. But there you go. Yep, that's the bit we just read. Here we go. Let's read this bit. They played several friendlies against Plymouth United, but poor performances on the pitch led to the club going out of existence in 1894 before being resurrected in 1897 as one part a general sports club, the Argyle Athletic Club. In 1898, Argyle SC produced its first rulebook. The club's grounds was given as Marshmills, an area on the edge of the city of Plymouth. Much speculation surrounds the origin and the name Argyle. One explanation is that the club was named after the Argyle and Sutherland Highlanders, an army regime with a strong football club side of its own. Another theory is given by the local geographic, suggesting the names comes either from the nearby public house, the Argyle Trahan, where the founder members may have met, or from a local street, Argyle Terrace. The club adapted the current name, which it became fully professional in 1903, joining the Southern League, which originally the Blue Army used to be in that Chippenham town, the Southern League. Under the management of Bob Jack, Argyle's first professional game was on September the 1st, 1903, against West Ham United. Wow! Resulting in a 2-0 win for Argyle, with the first goal being scored by Jack Pedal, PD, I think, Jack PD. Their first home game as a fully professional club was on 5th of September 1903 when they beat Northampton Town 2-0 in front of a crowd of 4,438. Argyle won the Southern League in 1913, then in 1920 entered the First League Third Division as founder member when they finished 11th in their first season. Wow, that's good going. 11th in their first season. See, I fucking love Wikipedia because you learn so much, you really do. In the summer of 1924, a Plymouth Argyle team visited South America to play some exhibition football against Argentina and Uruguay. Argyle thrashed Uruguay national team 4-0 in their first game. Uruguay went on to win their first ever World Cup just 6 years later before pulling off another shock by beating Argentina national team 1-0. They had held Argentina's giants Boca Juniors to an incredible 1-1 draw. Moses Russell captions the side played in all 9 matches. Russell's style of play caught the attention in the Argentine press at the end of the tour. The Standard, can't quite pronounce that name, commented, "The visit to Plymouth Argyle will be the best remembered by outstanding personally and genius Moses Russell. His effective style, precise judgment, accurate and timely clearances, powerful kicking, and no less useful work with his head. One of the most wonderful backs and one of the brainiest players ever seen on the football field." In the match against Boca Juniors on the 9th of July 1924, the Boca Juniors supporters invaded the pitch after their team scored the opening goal and carried all 11 home players' shoulder high invasion was sparked when the referee awarded a penalty against the home side. When the match was again restarted, the Argyle players had agreed that Pasty or Ran would take the spot kick and miss to prevent another pitch invasion. However, the ultra competitive Russell was not prepared to accept this, and just before Kojan was about to take the penalty, he was pushed aside by Russell, who took it himself and scored the promoted further pitch invasion by Boca fans, and this time the match was abandoned. Wow, that's very interesting. Back in England, equally between 1921, 1922 and 1926-27, Argyle finished second in the third division south 6 seasons in a row, thereby missing promotion. Argyle eventually won promotion to the Football League Division 2 in 1929-30 when they topped the third division south with attendances that season regular reaching 20,000. Wow, that is bloody impressive, man. Honestly, absolutely impressive. You're not a proper fan reading off a script. Get out here, man. Literally. Why don't you jog on, mate, yeah? I'm saying I'm not a proper fan reading the scripts. Well, get out here, man. There you go. Mutant detected. Oh, good. Well done. Well done, the Goat Safe Football. I appreciate that. My words about I was on. Back in England, missing out on promotion. Argyle eventually won promotion to the football. Yeah, this is a bit 20,000. Manager Bob Jack resigned in 1937, having spent a grand total of 27 years in charge of the Pilgrims. 11 years earlier, 1928, David Jack, who began his career with Argyle 1919 but left in 1920, joined Arsenal from Bolton Wanderers for a fee of 10,890, which made him the most expensive player in the world at the time. He was also the first player to score at Wembley Stadium. Wow, there you go. That's very interesting. Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers on that. They don't say football. I appreciate that, mate. The 1950s, after the Second World War, Argyle's 20-year stay in Division Two came to an end in 1950, despite the efforts iteration captain Jack. However, they were back in Division Two before long after winning Third Division South in 1952. The closest they ever came to playing in the Football League First Division top tier in 1952-53 when they reached fourth place in the Football League Second Division, their highest finish to date. In 1954-1955 season, floodlights arrived at Home Park, but in 1956, Argyle went down again. Wow, this club has been through quite a bit. I'm not going to lie, absolutely crazy. The reputation as a yo-yo club continued after they won Division 3 by now, National League in 1959. The 1960s started with one of the most bizarre events in Argyle's history. It came in the spring of 1963 when they went on the mini tour of Poland. The Pilgrims were invited to play a game as a warm-up to an international cycle race. Amazingly, 100,000 saw Argyle that day, the biggest crowd ever to attend a Plymouth match. Oh, wow, that is absolutely crazy. In 1965, Argyle reached the Football League Cup semi-final as the second division team for the first time in their history, but lost to Leicester City. But the decade ended disappointingly as Argyle returned to Division 3 after relegation in 1968. Oh, wow, this is so interesting. I'm learning so much history, man, honestly. This is great. It really is. And that mutant said, oh, you can't be a true fan if you're reading off the scripts. Well, how old are you, mate? I bet you these records were literally set before you were born as well, mate. So piss off. In March 1973, a memorable moment in Argyle's history was witnessed by 47,639 people at Home Park. Argyle played a friendly match against Brazilian giants Santos FC, who at the time were one of the best teams in the world. That day, Santos also had arguably the best footballer of all time. Their starting lineup, Pele. Oh, wow. The late, great Pele, rest in peace to him. Absolutely amazing player. Again, he was a bit before my time, but he was the real goat of football, I tell you. However, Argyle, then a third division side, shocks the world with a 3-2 win. The Greens were actually 3-0 up at one stage, thanks to goals from Mike Dowling, Derek Rickard, and Jimmy Hinch. But a penalty scored and a barn park end by Pele helped a Santos fight back. However, in the end, they came up short and were defeated. There was a huge pitch invasion and a final whistle after a win for the Pilgrims. In 1974, with future England striker and Argyle manager Paul someone, Paul Marner or something like that. Now playing for them, Argyle again reached the League Cup semi-finals, this time as a third division side. Argyle drew the first leg against Manchester City 1-1, but lost the main road encounter 2-0, course where Manchester City used to play before they moved to the Etihad, of course. After spending 6 years in Division 3, Argyle finally returned to Division 2 in 1974-75 under the management of Tony Walters. This was mainly thanks to strike partners Paul Marner and Billy Rafferty, who scored a very impressive 46 goals between them. However, they were back down in 1977, although the decade did end on a high note. In 1978-79, Kevin Hodge made his Argyle debut, and he went on to play 620 games for the club, more than anyone else. 1984 Cup run. In 1984, Plymouth reached the FA Cup semi-final despite being in the third division after a successful cup run in which they beat West Bromwich Albion, a top division team, at this time 1-0 courtesy of a Tommy Turan goal after 58 minutes at Derby County. The first game ended 0-0, but Argyle won the replay 1-0 at the baseball ground, which I think that's absolute bollocks, by the way. That FA Cup replays have been scrapped for next season. I really do. I think it's absolutely terrible. It's criminal at the highest level, especially for non-league clubs and that. They're going to lose so much money. They lost 1-0 to Watford. Well, they're still doing replays, but only in the preliminary round, not in like round one or anything like that. So that's a huge blow. Baseball grounds, they lost 1-0 to Watford in the semi-final at Villa Park, courtesy of a George Ridley goal. However, manager John Hoare was sacked the following campaign and was replaced by Dean Smith. In 2007, Argyle got to the quarter-finals in the FA Cup, but lost 1-0 to Watford at home park in the build-up to this game. Many pundits and fans relate to the semi-final. Two teams played 23 years ago. Success under Smith. In 1985-86, Smith's first full season in charge, Argyle finished as runners-up in Division 3, resulting in promotion the following season. Despite being a newly promoted team, Argyle finished a respectable 7th place in Division 2, thereby only just missing the division's new playoff zone and the chance to move to the first division, now the Premier League. In 1988, Smith surprisingly left to take charge at Dundee, making way for Ken Brown to become manager. Oh, wow. That's another interesting statistic. That really is. The 90s, up and downs. Obviously, my era, because I was born in the 90s, as I was born in 1992. So this stat would be very interesting. In the 1990s, a new face took over in the club. Businessman Dan McCauley became chairman, and his first major decision was to sack Dave Kemp and appoint England's record cap holder, Peter Shilton. Oh, wow! Peter Shilton used to manage Plymouth Argyle. That's crazy. There you go. That's another bit of history I've learned. Bloody heck. I am learning so much, man. It's unbelievable. As player manager in 91-92 season, but Shilton was unable to prevent relegation as Argyle finished 22nd in Division 2, which that is now League 2, I believe, or League 1. Ahead in the 92-93 season, English football had a revamp. The first division top tier became the Premier Division 2. Second tier became Division 1. Division 2, third tier. It was now Division 2. And so as a result, Argyle were still in Division 2, but it was now the third tier instead of second. In 1992-93, Argyle finished in mid-table tier, but Peter Shilton's side finished third the following campaign, as a result playing some excellent football, thereby qualifying for playoffs, but Argyle were defeated in the semi-final by Burnley, which saw the start of a fierce rivalry between two clubs. The Pilgrims suffered even more disappointment in 94-95 as Shilton parted company with the club, and they were eventually relegated a Division 3 fourth tier for the fourth time in their history. Peter Steve McCall became the club's manager on a short-term deal after Shilton's departure, but at the end of the season his contract was not renewed and Neil Warnock stepped in as successor. Neil Warnock, obviously, he's managed quite a few clubs in his managerial career. And Neil Warnock, he lived very close to my auntie and that. He had a house over at Horse Bridge, not too far away from where my family live in Cornwall and that. So that's absolutely insane. Right, we're now on to 1995-96 season. I tell you what, I'm bloody loving this, learning about a bit of history about Plymouth Argyle. But you're not a true fan if you're reading off scripts, Mr. Joshy J. Oh, get in the bin, yeah? Seriously, get in the bin. I will challenge anyone who says that. Come on here, let's have a debate about it. I tell you, because why am I not a true fan? Just because I want to learn a bit of history about this club? Nah, get out here, man. Seriously. Up and then down again. At the end of 1995-96 season, Warnock took Plymouth to Division 3 playoff glory in their first campaign as manager, with the semi-final being a memorable affair after Argyle Colchester United and were 1-0 down on the first leg, but won 3-1 at home park in the second, meaning the Pilgrims were going to Wembley for the first time in their history. A header for Rooney Magoo on 65 minutes gave Argyle 1-0 win over Darlington in the national team's stadium. But Warnock was sacked within the year as the club narrowly avoided being relegated back to the basement division. Mick Jones became his successor, and that season, in February 1997, Argyle participated in the Battle of Saltgate in a 2-1 win at Chesterfield. An 88-minute fight broke out involving all 20 outfield players. Oh, blimey. Chesterfield's Darren Carr and Kevin Davids and Plymouth's Tom James and Richard Logan were all sent off. Bloody heck, that's carnage, man. What a crazy stat that is. About 3 or 4 red cards at the same time. That's crazy. To make matters even worse, Argyle's Wembley hero, Rooney Magoo, had already been sent off in the 36th minute. It was the first time in Football League history that 5 players were sent off in one game. Fucking heck. That's insane, man. Honestly, this is crazy. Some of this history is absolutely wow, unreal, unbelievable, man. This is absolutely crazy. I'm not going to lie. Smash the likes while you're watching as well, as that also helps out my YouTube channel an awful lot. The following season, Argyle went down under Jones, and his successor, Kevin Hodge, the club's record appearance holder, lasted 3 years before a failure to attain promotion or even a playoff place cost him his job. At this point, we're in danger of going bust, and it was the lowest point in their history. The Sturrock revelation. The appointment of Paul Sturrock as manager in November 2000 marks a turning point in Argyle's history. He saved the club from relegation out in the Football League. They were fourth from bottom when he became manager and finished 12th in his first season. The following campaign proved the most successful in the club's history as they went on to win the Division 3 title. Although the season did not start well for the Greens, defeats against Shrewsbury Town 0, Watford 1, Watford 0, 1-0, League Cup, and Rochdale 2-1. Argyle's first win, a 2000-2002 season, came in style as they came from 2-0 down to win 3-2 at Rushden Diamonds. Argyle were then unbeaten in the league for another 19 games. Oh, wow. What a huge unbeaten streak that is, man. That's mad. Before losing 2-1 at Scunthorpe United on the 17th of November, Plymouth faced non-league Whitby Town in the FA Cup for the first round and were held to a 1-1 draw, and they only just beat them 3-2 in the replay at home park. Nevertheless, their excellent league form continued and promotion was settled within 2 games to spare, as Argyle won 4-1 at Darlington. On the last day in the season, Argyle defeated Cheltenham Town 2-0, finished the season with a club and league record of 102 points to clinch the Division 3 title. It also saw a goalkeeper, Romain Leray, whatever the way you pronounce that, and the team gained a club record of 28 clean sheets that season. Oh, wow, that's impressive. I'm not going to lie. Honestly, this history is mind-blowing. It really is. In 2002 and 2003, they narrowly missed out on the Division 2 on finishing 2 places outside. It's in 8th. That season started well for them, but some disappointing results against several teams near the bottom of the table saw them finish 16 points off 6th place. Plymouth's best results saw them hammer Peterborough United 6-1 in March. Oh, wow, that's unbelievable. Argyle were one of the favourites to win the Division 2 title ahead of the 2003-04 season, and they proved everyone right as they earned their promotion in the third 3 years in the early stages of the campaign. Argyle were hanging around the mid-table, but a run in October saw the Pilgrims Club into the first place. They thumped Tranmere Rovers 6-0 at home before a 4-0 win against local rivals Bristol City in the Football League trophy. Sturrock's side then won 5-1 at fellow High Flyers Port Vale and 3-1 win at Sheffield Wednesday for the Greens top on 3rd of January. Argyle picked up their joint records win after beating Chesterfield 7-0. Wow. That is impressive. Scoring the fastest goals in English football after 17 minutes, but Sturrock surprisingly moved to Southampton in March 2004, meaning Kevin Summerfield briefly took charge of the club, but Bobby Wilson was appointed manager soon after. Promotion as Division 2 champions was perhaps equally in Plymouth's first game under management Williamson, a 2-0 defeat at Queen's Park Rangers in which Mickey Evans and David Frylow both scored in the final 9 minutes of the game. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. While you are watching live, make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing to this YouTube channel, as I do plenty of football content on this YouTube channel. Literally, I do live watch-alongs to the Euros, the Copa America, Premier League games, and also I do 60 seconds YouTube shorts match reaction videos where literally I am reacting to a game of football for 60 seconds, giving my thoughts and opinions on it. And please subscribe as well to my main channel. Link to my main channel is in the title to this video. On my main channel, I do Manchester United videos. So throughout Manchester United season, I do match previews to every game, match reaction to every game, player ratings to every game. I do a few live watch-alongs as well, Manchester United matches, and with pre-season around the corner, I will be doing some live watch-alongs to our pre-season games. Like on Monday, I'm going live for the Rosenborg and Manchester United game, which I look forward to that. So, yeah, if that's your sort of thing, why not consider hitting the subscribe button? Also, I do F1 videos as well, because I am an F1 fan, and I review football shirts as well. So, again, if that's your sort of thing, why not consider hitting the subscribe button? Link to my main channel is in the title to this video. Right, let's get back to talking about Plymouth Argyle. Argyle's first game in newly rebranded Championship second tier saw them draw 0-0 home to Millwall, who were FA Cup finalists the season before. Argyle's strong start continued, and they sat top of the table in their highest ever position briefly after a 1-0 win at Cardiff City. But their impressive run failed to continue as long string of defeats followed. Although they did win with a 2-0 win at Wigan Athletic, who eventually finished second and won promotion, and 3-0 successes over Sheffield United. Plymouth's biggest win of 2004-05 resulted in a 5-1 home win against Brighton in March. The club secured survival 5 games before the end of the season with a 3-0 win away to Nottingham Forest, and eventually finished 17th, 5 places, but only 3 points above the drop zone. The 2005-2006 season started with a 2-1 win at Reading, where that football club is absolutely in the gutter, unfortunately, because they had an owner who has not cared about Reading Football Club, which is why, unfortunately, they are in a lot of trouble, sadly, which is really sad to see. It really is. Who went on to win the league with 106 points and only lost it twice, as striker Nick Chadwick scored in the dying moments of the game. But after that, Argyle struggled and Bobby Williamson was sacked as manager. His assistant, Jockey Scott, became caretaker manager, but his reign started with a 2-0 loss at Norwich City. Obviously, Norwich City have been a bit of a yo-yo club, up and down from the Premier League, back to the Championship, back up to the Premier League again, and back down to the Championship again. Obviously, they made the playoffs, but they lost in the playoffs last season. So that means they have another campaign in the Championship, Norwich City, before gaining a 1-1 draw at home park against fellow relegation rivals Crewe Alexander. The next game saw the Pilgrims earn only their second win of the season with a 1-0 win over rivals Burnley, with veteran striker Mickey Evans scoring the 46-minute goal. Scott's final game in charge resulted in a 2-1 loss at League Two side Barnet in the second round of the League Cup. Tony Pulis, who used to manage Stoke City, was appointed as manager a few days later, and his first game in charge was 0-0 draw away at Southampton. See, that's another stat I never knew, that Tony Pulis used to manage the Green Army as well. These stats are unreal, I'm not going to lie. It was Argyle's first points at Southampton for 28 years. That was followed by a 2-0 defeat at Sheffield United, who went on to earn promotion to the Premier League that season. And that result saw the Pilgrims slip into the relegation zone. But the turning point in Argyle's first season was on 1st of October and was a 2-1 win at home to Pulis' former club Stoke City, as Hungarian international, I can't even pronounce that, Akos Baseske scored a 77th minute winner on the 17th of December. Nick Chadwick scored Argyle's fastest ever goal after 11 seconds against Crystal Palace, and Tony Capaldi scored another in the last few seconds of the game to make it 2-0. Many believe that these two consecutive goals are the most widely separated in any football match, but Pulis gained a reputation for being a boring manager. Of course, he was very pragmatic at Stoke City, wasn't he, Tony Pulis? So that doesn't surprise me, to be honest, not one bit. Right, what bit were we on? Here we go. Pulis gained a reputation for being a boring manager, as most of Argyle's game ended in scoreless draws or narrow wins. Argyle's biggest win this season was a 3-1 success at home to Coventry City, and the game also saw on-loan striker Vincent Pickard score a hat-trick on his full debut. Some memorable results for the Green Army that season was the 2-0 win against high-flying Wolverhampton Wanderers and a 0-0 draw at Leeds United, who went on to reach the playoff final at the Millennium Stadium but lost 3-0 to Watford. The final game in the campaign was also the last striker, Mickey Evans, were playing for Argyle in the home game against Ipswich Town. And the score at 1-1, Evans scored with a header 57 minutes against Argyle, when in total Evans played 432 times for a home club, with 2 sales, scoring 81 goals. The Pilgrims finished 14th that season, in the end well clear in the relegation zone. However, Pulis was on his way out the exit door very soon, returning to Stoke to make way for Ian Holloway. Of course, Ian Holloway, I can remember him at Blackpool. He did quite well at Blackpool, to be fair, in the Premier League, even though they got relegated from the Premier League. Blackpool played some great stuff that season, I'm not going to lie. But while you're watching live, make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing to this YouTube channel if you enjoy your football content, as I do plenty of football content on this YouTube channel. And please subscribe as well to my main channel. Link to my main channel is in the title to this video. Literally, you will see it highlighted in blue. That will be the link to my main channel. On my main channel, I do Manchester United videos, I do F1 videos, and also I review football shirts as well. As I said, the link to my main channel is in the video title. Right, let's get back to learning this more incredible history. I am absolutely loving this, honestly. Some of this is unreal. In summer 2006, in one of Holloway's first games in charge of the club, Argyle played a pre-season friendly against nine-time European champions Real Madrid in Austria. Bloody heck, man. Playing the most elite football club in the world, Real Madrid. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. In Austria, as both clubs were training in the country at the time, Argyle capitalised by Hansi Bajorri, but up a brave fight and only lost 1-0. What a superb effort that is, only to lose 1-0 to Real Madrid in a friendly against an elite club like that. That's unbelievable. Round of applause for that. Courtesy of a 75th minute penalty converted by Brazilian international Julio Batista. Madrid were managed by future England manager Fabio Capello, and they had Ivan Perga, Guti, Antonio Cassano. Paul said Casemiro for a second, so it's not Casemiro. Thomas Greenperson and Portillo in their starting lineup. The official Plymouth Argyle website said it was a proud day for anyone with green in their hearts. In late 2006, Fizz magazine published a one-off cosmic strip, The Parties of Plymouth Argyle. The depicting Plymouth Argyle as shipload of 18th century pirates. Several of the characters in this strip were given names of the current players on the real Plymouth Argyle football team. Oh wow! See, you're learning so much, man. Honestly, you're literally learning so much. Let's keep on going. Honestly, this is just what insane history this is. Ian Holloway's first competitive game in charge was a 1-1 draw at home to Wolves, with striker Barry Hayes scoring a debut goal. A win at Sunderland soon followed, as the Green Army travelled the longest distance to an away game that season, despite going 1-0 down after just 30 seconds. Nick Chadwick scored 9 minutes on time, giving the Pilgrims a 3-2 win on 12th of September. Cardiff City visited Home Park, and despite being 3-0 down after 49 minutes, Argyle came back to draw 3-3. Plymouth's strong start to the 2006-2007 Championship campaign continued, and they were soon looking capable of qualifying for the playoff. The January transfer window saw considerable activity in the transfer market, with the arrival of Hungarians Timar and Peter Holmes, Paul Mossy, something like that, intentionally Italy on loan, but both signed permanent in May 2007 as part an option to buy agreement. The signing of Rory Lannan on Swansea City and Kevin Gallen and Scott Sinclair on loan from Queen's Park Rangers and Chelsea, respectively, but their form dipped in the second half of the season as they finished February in 12th place. A wide gap opened up between them and the teams in top six, making their promotion bids more difficult than it had appeared earlier in the season. Despite the disappointment, the team made significantly better progress than in recent seasons in the FA Cup, reaching the quarter-finals. They beat League Two Peterborough United at the second attempt in the third round, then a solo goal from on loan youngster Scott Sinclair, which was officially voted goal in the round, where he was born in Bath, by the way. Honestly. And I was born in Bath as well. So myself and Scott Sinclair were both born in Bath. Any Ronins in the live chat? Yes, a couple, mate. Yeah, we've had a couple, unfortunately, Michael.Chelsea FC, but we've put them in the bin. Well, the GOAT Saves Football has for me. He's been putting them in the bin for me, which is absolutely fantastic. So basically, tonight, in this emergency meeting, I am talking about Plymouth Argyle, why I support them, and I'm looking back at the history of them and that. I'm going through bits what I don't even know. And I've learned some insane stats. Peter Shilton used to manage Plymouth Argyle, and I never used to read that until I just read up on it. But some Ronan in the live chat decided to come in and say, you're not a true fan if you're just reading off the scripts. It's like, get out here, man. Seriously. How dare they say that, man? Seriously. What, so what, yeah? So bloody what? I bet you don't even know the history about the club either, do you? So you can get in the bin, mate. Seriously. Right, where were we to? We're reading a bit about Scott Sinclair, weren't we? Because like I said, he was born in Bath. Here we go. Scott Sinclair, which was officially voted goal in the round, helps them to a 2-0 win at Barnet in the fourth round. They beat Championship league leaders Derby County 2-0 in the next, but in the quarterfinals they were drawn at home to Premier League strugglers Watford and lost out to Hamar Bosaza Strike. I have no idea how you pronounce that name, so apologies. Against a run of play. After a run of 5 consecutive wins, Argyle finished the 2006 and 07 season in 11th place, their highest league finish for 20 years. Before the start of the 2007-08 season, manager Ian Holloway said that Plymouth were capable of earning promotion to the Premier League for the first time in their history, and they made a good start to the new season with a 3-2 win at Hull City, who eventually went on to win the playoffs. The club's good start continued as they stayed near the playoff places for the first time for a few months. However, on 21st of November 2007, Ian Holloway controversially resigned to take charge of Leicester City. Oh, wow. Stuck Rock returns. On the 27th of November 2007, Peter Stuckrock resigns from Swindon Town to rejoin Plymouth Argyle. His first game back resulted in a 3-0 win against Scunthorpe United. Sturrock arrived at the time where many key players were being approached by other clubs. Sturrock could do nothing to stop Selman Blanks, Blake, David Norris, and youngster Dan Gosling leave for Wolves. Ipswich and Everton, respectively, the January 2008 transfer window marked an important point in the recent history of the club. On 9th of February, the Green Army went to the Walker Stadium to face Ian Holloway's Leicester. The game was also live on Sky Sports. To add more spice to the game, Argyle's chairman, Paul Stapleton, accused Holloway of luring some of the club's star players away, and both sets of fans wore Holloway's t-shirts with "Holloway is a liar" and other slogans written on some Argyle fan shirts. Anti-Holloway chants could be heard from the away end. Constantly, a goal from Peter Homolsey on 34 minutes gave the Pilgrims a 1-0 win. Leicester were eventually relegated on the final day of the season, with Holloway being sacked. The victory was followed by a good run for Argyle, including a 2-0 win at local rivals Bristol City, with Rooney full-on scored twice, but Argyle's only win one in their final 7 games, meaning that they missed out on playoffs, but finished 10th, continuing the club's unprecedented record of improving their league position every season since the turn of the millennium. In the FA Cup 2007-2008, position every season since the turn of the millennium. Despite losing 2-1 at Fratton Park in the 4th round, Argyle had the honours of being the only team to score against Portsmouth, the eventual winners. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. Smash the likes as well while you're watching. That also helps our YouTube channel out an awful lot. With many more teams, key players leaving home park during the summer 2008, the following season promised to be challenging. One for the club, the Pilgrims began the season with a string of poor results, but a 2-1 win at Watford in mid-September sparked a good run of form for Argyle as Sturrock's new sides began to come together. The Scottish manager celebrated his 100th win in charge of the club from 2 spells with a 4-0 thrashing the former club at Sheffield Wednesday at home park. It was starting to look as if Argyle would put in another challenge to the playoffs, but consistency proved to be a problem. A 0-0 draw and struggling Southampton, as ironically I have a Southampton fan in this live chat, Hayden Cox, started an awful run for Argyle, and they finished 2008 in 15th place, now 8 points adrift of the playoffs. On the 3rd of January 2009, Argyle travelled to recently built Emirates Stadium to play against Premier League giants Arsenal in the FA Cup 3rd round. Arsenal scored 2 quick goals after break, but Carl Dugard, Carl, someone can't quite pronounce that surname, so apologies, scored after 53 minutes to pull one back for the Greens, but Gunner striker Robin van Persie scored his 2nd goal in 5 minutes from times against Arsenal, a 3-1 win. Argyle's league form then plummeted throughout the early stages of the new year, and they had to wait 9 league games until 2009 to get their first win of the year. Oh wow! So we went on a really bad run of form then, man. Shocking. Honestly, that's nowhere near sustainable. That's nowhere near good enough, man. And it was extremely important one as well, as it was a 1-0 success and eventually league winners Wolves on loan. Blackburn Rovers midfielder Paul Gallagher scored the only goal after just 44 seconds with an overhead kick that was followed by a 2-1 win at home to Watford, with Gallagher scoring twice, although Argyle couldn't keep up their revival for long, as a run of three consecutive defeats put them in serious danger of relegation. But a late goal from defender Gary Solwer gave them a crucial 1-0 win and fellow strugglers Blackpool. And that was followed by a 4-0 win against Coventry City. All four goals came in the first half, which looked to have several survival. Plymouth then picks up a 1-1 draw at Birmingham, who ended up getting promoted, but a 3-0 home win loss against Doncaster put Argyle right back in danger of relegation. But after a 0-0 draw at QPR and Norwich failure to beat Reading, 2 games before the end of the season, Argyle's survival was confirmed. The club finished 21st in league table, 5 points and one place clear in the relegation zone. Places Argyle's first season where they didn't improve their league position for 8 years. Oh wow! Again, crazy statistics. I'm not gonna lie, really is crazy. At PAC's press conferences on 2nd of July, Sir Rory Gardner's took over the chairman role with Keith Todd's CBE and George someone appointed as board directors. Argyle scored just minutes into 2009-10 season with Timor heading home at Crystal Palace when the match finished 1-1. A last-minute own goal from Caspars gave him another 1-1 draw at home. QPR in their next game, but Argyle then went on a run of 7 consecutive losses, despite putting in some decent performances. However, their efforts was rewarded on the 29th of September after a 2-1 win promoted Peterborough United, and that was followed with another 2-1 success, this time against Scunthorpe United. Former player Paul Manor Marner was appointed the club's head coach in late October after assistant manager Kevin Summerfield left when he told that his current contracts would not be renewed. Manner's first game on the sidelines was a home draw won his club's former clubs Ipswich Town, resulted in a 1-1 draw that was followed by shock 1-0 win at promotion chasing Middlesbrough. Gordon Strachan's first game as Borough manager, with Jamie Mackey scoring a 64th minute goal and a 2-1 home win over Doncaster Rovers, and Rory Flanagan both getting their third goals of the season. Wow, this is interesting. Honestly, so much interesting history. We're near the end now. I'm loving this. I've learned so much in this life about the history of Plymouth Argyle. I really have. Makes it even more prouder that I'm supporting the Green Army. It really does, because you are literally learning so much history. Paul Sturrock's second stint in charge came to an end on the 10th of December 2009 when a press conference confirmed he was relieved of his managerial duties due to 2 years of poor results and fan unrest, and had taken up a business sport role working alongside director chief Keith Todd, head coach Paul Marner was placed in charge of the team affairs. Sturrock's last game in charge was a 1-0 defeat at Swansea City on the 8th of December. Hang on, we will carry on reading this. I just need to put my phone on charge because we're about to run out of battery, which we don't want that because we're literally going through so much history here. Honestly, absolutely. It's so interesting, man. Honestly, you wouldn't believe how much history I've learned in this line about Plymouth Argyle. Like from Ian Holloway to being manager at the end of the day. Ian Holloway manager, and obviously, he left Plymouth Argyle because he was offered a higher role. He took on the higher role, and then he got sacked with Leicester City because he was doing so poorly in that. So, yeah, in the end of the day, that's what you call kind of karma, isn't it? In the end of the day, but yeah, I just plugged in my phone so it doesn't run out of battery because that's the last thing we want it running out of battery because this has been such an interesting life, honestly, where I tell you my story why I support Plymouth Argyle, and I am giving you a history lesson as well. Here we go. However, Marner lost his first two games and his fixture resulted in the 2-0 loss at Preston North End. Then Argyle were defeated 1-0 at home to Coventry, leaving the Pilgrims bottom of the table and 6 points adrift to safety. On Boxing Day, Argyle were away at local rivals Cardiff City, and it was the first meeting between the sides at the new Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff were fourth in the table at the time, while Argyle were bottom, but fullback Gary Sayer scored an 84th minute winner to give the visitors a shock 1-0 victory. 2 days later, Argyle thrashed relegation rivals Reading 4-1 at home park to go 2 points adrift of safety. The Pilgrims' first game 2010 was at home to Championship League leaders Newcastle United in the third round of the FA Cup. The game ended 0-0, but Newcastle won 3-0 in the replay. Victor Moses found the back of the net as Crystal Palace won 1-0 at home park. Striker Jamie Mackey scored an 82nd minute winner to give Argyle 1-0 victory at home to fellow strugglers Derby in midweek. Days later, Argyle went 1-0 up away at Sheffield Wednesday, another side in relegation danger, but went on to lose 2-1, then lost 1-0 against second place West Bromwich Albion. However, new loan signing David Stockdale did save a late penalty to restore some pride for Argyle, but Stockdale, on loan from Fulham, was unable to save Shane Long's last gasp spot kick in the Medeski Stadium as the Pilgrims lost 2-1 relegation rivals Reading. The result meant Argyle were 8 points off safety. Oh, well, they had a really bad season that season then, didn't they, Plymouth Argyle? However, the Pilgrims travelled to face Barnsley in their next game, which proved to be a memorable one for the Green Army. Hugo gave Barnsley the lead just before half-time, but Argyle responded well in the second period, and on 64 minutes, team captain Carl Fletcher equalised with a strike, and just inside the box, 10 minutes later, Jamie Mackey fired the visitors in front, and with 83 minutes on the clock, Rory Holland scored with a lob from 35 yards. Wow. Out to Argyle 3-1 win at Oakwell. It was the first time in Argyle came from behind to win a game since Boxing Day 2007. When the Greens beat QPR 2-1 at home park, it was also the first time they won by 2 goals or more away at home side 19th February 2008 when Argyle won 2-0 at Southampton. making Argyle debut. Yala, making Argyle debut after season on loan at Barnet, was given Man of Match award. January signing Damian Johnson scored his first Argyle goal just days later in a 1-1 draw at home to Swansea. However, it proved to be controversial, with the hosts trailing through Darren Bradley's sublime 46-minute goal. They were awarded the penalty 5 minutes on time. Jamie Mackey took it, but it was well saved by De Vries. The Devon linesman ordered the slot kick to be retaken. Johnson took his time, but yet again De Vries was equal to it. But Johnson converted the rebounds. Yay, that's brilliant. That's amazing. In their next game, Craig's 39th minute header cancelled out Carrie Armson's own goal. 7 minutes earlier, as the Greens came from behind and get a result for the third game in a row after drawing 1-1. At home to Preston North End. A 2-0 loss in fellow strugglers Queen's Park Rangers. But on the 17th of March, Argyle picked up crucial 3 points with a thrilling 3-2 win. 3-2 win over local rivals Bristol City. The Greens were 2-0 up at half-time. Chris Clark with his first league goal for the club, and Bradley Wright Phillips with his first ever goal for the club. But two Nick Maynard strikes made it 2-2 when it looks like Argyle were heading for another draw or even defeat. Captain Clark Fletcher struck in the first minute of injury time to give Argyle sweet 3-2 win. Yet again, Argyle's run was halted after a 2-0 defeat to fellow strugglers Scunthorpe United, but then they impressively won 2-0 away at Ipswich, thanks to goals from Bradley Wright Phillips and Joe Mason to move within 3 points of safety. However, despite a 2-1 win at high-flying Doncaster Rovers, defeats the Middlesbrough 2-0, Watford 1-0, and Newcastle 2-0 sealed their relegation fate, whilst simultaneously allowing Newcastle to claim the championship title with 2 games to go. Argyle then went on to lose their remaining 2 games away to Nottingham Forest and Peterborough United. Argyle ended the season as the second lowest scoring team in the division, with only Swansea City scoring fewer as well, winning the fewest games at home. The club's 6-year stay in the second tier Football League was over. There you go. So that's when we got relegated to League One then, during the 2009-2010 season. Peter Reid and decline. Here we go. We're coming near to the end of this history bit now, but I'm loving it, because you're literally learning so much. You really are. Smash the likes as well, as that helps our YouTube channel out an awful lot. And make sure you are subscribing as well to our main channel. The link to our main channel is in the video title. On the 24th of June 2010, former England midfielder Peter Reid was appointed manager for the forthcoming season. Peter Reid's career at Argyle got off to a good start as his team beat title favourite Southampton at St Mary's Stadium on the opening day of the season. Argyle won the game 1-0 with Luke Summerfield scoring a 47th-minute winner. Throughout the late summer and autumn, a trend of strong away performances and poor home performances began to appear. The Pilgrims won 3-2 away to Swindon on the 28th of September in a game when they led 2-0 before Swindon pulled it back to 2-2. Then Bradley White Phillips scored the second the game to give Argyle a 3-2 injury time win. However, in the same week, they lost 1-0 at Hartlepool United, and that meant Argyle had lost 4 in their first 6 matches at home. See, that was a shocking start to the season, wasn't it? Argyle's season was lacking consistency. That was summed up by Argyle's 3-1 home win against local rivals Bristol Rovers on the 2nd of November 2010, followed by 4 straight defeats, one of which included a 2-1 injury time loss to bitter rivals Exeter City, of course, who are their local derby rivals, Plymouth Argyle's derby rivals they are, Exeter City, in the Football League Trophy area quarter-final. That was the first meeting between the sides in 8 years, and Argyle winning the last fixture 3-0 at Home Park in February 2002. On the 20th of November, following the 2-1 home defeat to Brentford, newly relegated Argyle were 20th in League One, just 1 place and 3 points above the relegation zone. On the 23rd of November, Argyle came from 1-0 down to beat fellow strugglers Dagenham and Redbridge 2-1 at Home Park, lifting them to 15th. However, just 4,960 were present at the game. Blimey, that is a low attendance, I'm not going to lie. That was Argyle's lowest league attendance since they were ordered by HMRC and appeared in court on 8th of December, only to earn 63-day adjournment so they could pay the taxes they owned. Oh, wow. So Plymouth Argyle have actually been in a bit of financial trouble. Wow, that's unbelievable, man. That's absolutely unbelievable. See, that's another thing I never knew, that they were in financial trouble by HMRC. That's wild, I'm not going to lie. That is absolutely crazy. So, yep, HMRC. 3 days later, after their financial incident, Argyle picked up a memorable victory. Arguably, their best performance of the season resulted in them beating Pierce Devon rivals Exeter City 2-0 at Home Park in the league fixture. A total of 14,347 attended the game, the biggest gates at Home Park in 3 years. And also, the sellouts, both goals came from Bradley Wright Phillips, who, as the 17th of December 2010, was League One's top scorer with 12 goals. On 24th of December, it was announced that Keith Todd, MBE, had stood down as executive director to be replaced temporarily by Paul Stapleton. Todd will, however, remain on the board of directors. On the 27th of December 2010, it was announced by the BBC that Sir Roy Gardner had relinquished his role as chairman and stood down from the board. See, this is crazy. This is wild, I'm not going to lie. On the 4th of January, propelled themselves up to 12th in League One, their highest position since August, after coming from 2-0 down at half-time to beat West Country rivals Bristol Rovers 3-2, thanks to goals from Bradley Wright Phillips, Joe Mason, and Stephen Subar. On the 21st of February, the club issued a notice of intention to appoint an administrator, and were immediately docked 10 points by the League One, by the Football League, which dropped them to the bottom of the League One table, and poor results continued. The club officially went into administration on the 4th of March. Brendan P&A partnership was appointed to run the club and search for a buyer. Oh wow, I never realised they were in so much financial trouble, Plymouth Argyle. This is crazy. See, this is another new thing I learned tonight by reading the history. You are learning so much, honestly. This is absolutely unreal stuff. A 1-0 loss away to Exeter City at St James's Park on the 30th of April, with the only goal scored by James Dunn, left Argyle on the brink of a second successive relegation. Exeter's second win of the season against Argyle, combined with days other results, meant that Argyle's must win both their remaining games and rely on other teams to avoid relegation. Relegation was confirmed 2 days later following a 3-1 home defeat against Southampton on the 2nd of May. I thought we got relegated to League Two. I really did. Plymouth had a poor start to the season. As a result, Peter Reid was sacked on the 18th of September, while bottom of League Two, with midfielder Cole Fletcher taking over as caretaker manager. James Brent era. James Brent's group agreed a deal with administrators to buy the club, with Peter Ridsdale also confirms that he would leave the club when a deal had been completed. The Football League then barred any loan signings until the deal had been completed on 6th of October. Further problems occurred with the administrators threatening to quit the club. The PFA agreed repayment plans, the employees to receive their wages, as well as former manager Peter Reid agreeing to a deal. Argyle also agreed a deal to sell Home Park back to Plymouth Council on the 14th of October for 1.6 million, and they had to pay 135,000 a year for rent. On the 28th of October, deal with James Brent was approved, and he would take his seat at the club when Home Park was sold. Plymouth officially exited administration on 31st of October. Oh, what a day to do it, on Halloween Day. That's crazy. After the takeover was complete, the team's form greatly improved after the takeover, and while eventually league finished the 21st was the lowest in the club's history, they secured survival with 3 games to spare, because we could have been relegated to the non-league. Very close to relegation to the non-league then. They still survived with 3 games to spare, which was quite an achievement considering they had been well adrift at the bottom for the first half of the campaign. Yeah, that's an incredible turnaround, I'm not going to lie. In the following season, Argyle started looking to climb back up the Football League, but got off to a shaky start under Cole Fletcher, who continued to take charge of the squad after the summer. The club found themselves bottom of the table again at the end of the Christmas period, and consequently, Fletcher was sacked on the 1st of January 2013. Not a happy new year then for Fletcher, who got sacked on New Year's Day. In the second half of the season, the club was again narrowly saved from relegation after they finished 21st for a second season in a row. Sheridan then agreed a 3-year contract to continue as Argyle manager in his first season, and charged the club finished 10th, an achievement which displayed improvement in previous seasons. Argyle had a far stronger start to their 4th consecutive season in League Two, winning 4 games consecutively for the first time since 2008, despite a poor run of results over Christmas and New Year, including a 0-0 draw against 10-man York City. Argyle looks set to clinch a League Two playoff position, and thanks to 3-2 home win against Tranmere Rovers, a result which at the same time relegated the away side out of the Football League for the first time in 94 years. Derek Adams was appointed in 2015, and by Christmas, Argyle were top of the league. But by February, they had slipped down to second with a 2-2 draw with Cambridge United, made it possible for Argyle to get automatic promotion after a 2-2 draw with Portsmouth. Argyle secured a place in EFL League Two playoff final. A 91st minute header from Peter Hartley, but after poor performance in the final, Argyle were surprisingly beaten 2-0 by FC Wimbledon from the 78th and 98th minute goals. The 2016-2017 season saw Argyle for the second season in a row at the top of the table at the midpoint of the season at Christmas, but Argyle slipped down to second place after a poor run after Christmas. With 4 games to go, Argyle only needed 1 point to seal promotion, but comprehensive 6-1 victory against Newport County on the 17th of April at a packed home park made it impossible for Luton Town to catch them. Then, therefore, were promoted to League One after 6 years in the 4th tier. On the last day of the season, Argyle had the chance to go up as champions. But after a 1-1 draw with Grimsby Town, the title was handed to Portsmouth by a goal difference. Oh, that sucks to lose the title on goal difference. Mind you, another one of my favourite football clubs lost the title on goal difference, didn't they? Oh yeah, Manchester United to Manchester City. Fucking heck, that will forever hurt, man. I'm not going to lie. The Pilgrims got off to a appalling start to their League One campaign, with only racking up 5 points in their first 11 games and receiving 4 red cards in 4 consecutive home games. Wow, that's not sustainable. Not sustainable whatsoever if you want to stay up. That is absolutely unacceptable at the highest level. Sitting rock bottom, 4 points of safety in the 11 games and a 2-1 defeat at home to Fleetwood added to Argyle's woes, pushing their winless run to 10 games, racking up 2 points from a possible 30. That time, some fans disputed about the board sacking Derek Adams even after taking them up the previous season due to poor tactics and game management. The turn of December 2017 into 2018 saw Argyle recorded 16 wins, 6 draws, only 5 losses to escape relegation, finished 7th, only missing out on a playoff spot by 3 points. Wow. Again, that's unbelievable, honestly. Right, we are on to the final bit and the history now. Haaland takes over. As early as March 2016, Plymouth-born but American-based businessman Simon Haaland had invested into Argyle and hence joined the board of directors. Haaland later increased in his stake in the club, as well as offering the long-term minimum interest loans to the club, help refurbish the main Flower grandstand in August 2018, became majority shareholder, with James Brent reducing his stake as well as stepping down as chairman. Haaland had originally appointed David CBE as Argyle's chairman elect, but he cited personal reasons for being unable to take over. So Haaland took over as chairman on the 1st of November 2018. On the field, it took Argyle on their 12th league game to secure the first win in the 2018-19 season, a 1-0 victory over AFC Wimbledon. The form, the top goal scorer, Freddie someone was shining lights, was disappointed first half of the season, with a standout low point and a 5-1 defeat away to Luton Town. The turn in the New Year saw Argyle pick up from winning 6 of their first 9 games in 2019 and losing just 2 in their first 12. Lumicating. Hang on, let's try and pronounce this. Camille. Communicating, that's it. In a 5-1 win over Rochdale in 20. Accumulating, like you're accumulating a lot of things, like items and that. That's what it meant. The run conceded with the return of Kyle in between the sticks in place of Matt Smacky, an injury to Letheran, and a stop-start march followed sticks in place of Matt Smacky, an injury time and the stop-start march followed Argyle winning late on against Shrewsbury Town at home before giving away a 2-1 and then a 2-0 lead to Bristol Rovers and Blackpool. In the dying minutes to draw both matches, what was seemingly 6 points drops to 2 proved costly as Argyle's league form dipped, losing every single game in April and following the 5-1 defeat, which left the club League One relegation zone with just 1 match the season left to play. Derek Adams and assistant Paul Wootton were relieved of their duties, and Kevin took over as caretaker manager for the first game of the season, despite winning 3-2 against Scunthorpe United. Results elsewhere in games and goals in Scunthorpe and AFC Wimbledon saw Argyle relegated to League Two. Ahead of the 2019-20 season, Hall appointed Ryan Lowe as Derek Adams' successor, signing the 40-year-old Liverpoolian and assistant manager Steve Schumacher from newly promoted, who later on went on to become Plymouth Argyle manager. From newly promoted but financial troubled Bury, Hall also increased in his stakes in the club once more to 94%, taking over James Brett's remaining shares as both he and his daughter Natasha Brent stepped down from Argyle's board, ending Barrett's 8-year spell in the club. Wow, wow, wow. There you have it. What a history lesson that was. I cannot believe that. I found out that Ian Holloway was manager. I found out that Peter Shilton used to be manager as well. And I found out that Plymouth Argyle were in financial trouble as well, which absolutely incredible. What an incredible life it's been, me going through the history. So much has happened, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But anyway, I am wrapping this up now, people. Thanks so much for your company. So literally, I started off the show talking about why I support Plymouth Argyle. It's because my family in Devon and Cornwall, and I absolutely love the Plymouth Argyle fans. They are so passionate and always put up a great atmosphere in that. And I can't wait to go to a game one day and witness the atmosphere myself. It's going to be absolutely electric. Big up to everybody who joined in this stream. Big up to the Goat Saves Football. Big up to Hayden Cox. Here we go. Yeah, big up to everybody who tuned in. Much love to you all. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream as much as I have, because I bloody loved it, man. What a show it's been. Bye-bye.